Our next guest caught something interesting happening in Chicago, a sanctuary city, by the way, a proud sanctuary city. Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, has been caught red-handed, basically violating Trump's executive order on harboring illegal criminal aliens with a criminal record. In fact, Mayor Johnson has been caught using taxpayer dollars to allegedly hire Venezuelan gang members, hiring them to protect other Venezuelan gang members. I mean, you can't make this up. Terry Newsom went to a Chicago Holiday Inn that houses illegal Venezuelans and caught them on camera working security. Just take a look at some of the security guards that he caught on camera right here. You can see them wearing they're wearing security hats. You can see them, standing outside of this Holiday Inn Express, and they're getting ready to protect. And by the way, they're protecting who's in this Holiday Inn Express, which is housing these illegal immigrants. Free speech is under attack, but Rumble refuses to back down on this. We've always believed in empowering voices, no matter how unpopular. And now we're taking that fight to the next level when major advertisers conspired to pull their dollars. Even brands like Dunkin' Donuts turned their backs on shows like ours, claiming Rumble had a right-wing culture. But we're not here to fit a mold. We are here to defend free expression. Right now, for a limited time, you get $10 off an annual plan using the promo code Redacted. Just visit rumble.com/premium/redacted and claim your discount code today. Just use that code Redacted. All right. So let me just set the stage again here. So we'll kind of clip all this together here. But all the pictures that I just showed our audience, I mean, they're pretty stunning. So you show up at this Holiday Inn Express, you see these Venezuelan gang members protecting other Venezuelan gang members at this Holiday Inn Express. This is, to me, a clear violation of President Trump's executive order on sanctuary cities, but also protecting violent criminals. What did you find when you rolled into this Holiday Inn Express? I'm sure they loved seeing your face.
Yeah, so Ben Berkman and I have been there a number of times. We've been assaulted by it's on video and stories and stuff, So this center was supposed to be one of 27. It was shut down, but it was reopened under what's called the One System Initiative, where Brandon Johnson's pretending they're for homeless people. He's lying, right? He's no longer counting they call them new arrivals as of January. So he's trying to put this facade, right, that they're putting homeless in there. They are putting some homeless. That's full of Venezuelans. And just a little clarification, so there's Venezuelans in there, there's Venezuelan gang members in there. The security guard is a Chicago gang member. He's flashing a Chicago gang sign, and we have a Chicago gang member overlooking Venezuelan gang members, which is just crazy. And, the guy got yelled at after that. The big African-American guy yelled at him after he did that, and that just happened to be a still. Unfortunately, I didn't have my camera on. It was a still picture. But when I first went up there and tried to pretend I wanted to rent a room, the guy got in my face, wouldn't let me. You didn't want me to film the sign of the Holiday Inn. He said, this is private property. I go, this is a hotel. This is Holiday Inn. It's private property. You got to leave. We went through that for 3 minutes. Then those other security guards came over. The guy with the mask, who works at FedEx, coincidentally with a friend of mine. I just found it out. He works at FedEx this morning. And he does the security guard stuff at night, and he did confirm there's Venezuelans in there, which the guy on the right there, he works for FedEx. And so
so these guys that we're seeing on your screen, because you had mentioned to me that these individuals that we're seeing, these security guards, these are Venezuelans?
No, this guy on the left is a Hispanic gang member, Chicago gang member. That's a folks. They got folks and people. It's probably Latin disciples. I'm not sure. He's not a Latin king. He's flashing a gang sign. He's an employee of Allied Universal Security right there. That's a security guard company. So they're being hired. They obviously have some connections through Mayor Brandon Johnson. And before they had Gardaworld, was all over. Gardaworld Security is from Ontario, Canada. It's like the Blackwater of Canada, right? They're military zones, UN, World Economic Forum. And then once they shut all the shelters down, they got rid of them. These guys are taking over under Brandon Johnson. This company is hiring these people. This company is hiring. So I'm kind of shocked that the guy was so stupid to flash his gang sign, trying to be intimidated. Like, that intimidates me. The guy's like $150 wet and flashing his gang sign. He's flashing his gang sign, while we had a whole bunch of people behind me. I'm like, this guy's proud of being a gang member when he's he's being paid by tax dollars to watch a tax-funded Holiday Inn full of illegals. Here's another thing. I grew up right there, right? So just last week, Chicago Fire Department guy I knew had a maternity call there. It was a miscarriage, and the woman had chlamydia. Didn't even know she had it. About 2 months ago, there was 2 maternity calls in that same shelter of Venezuelans that gave birth to babies.
Jeez. So this, to me, as people are saying in the chat room right now, it's all funded with your tax money, and this sounds like it's treasonous. You're using, you're employing gang members to protect illegal Venezuelan gang members in a Holiday Inn Express. I mean, how is that not treasonous?
And that, you know, I know it's like, it could be collaboration. So they got a guard there working with other gang members. Who knows what kind of collaboration or conversations they could have together, right? Not that they need a security guard on site that happens to be a gang member, but I mean, they sit around there and work for 10, 12 hours a day. They're going to be talking to them. Who knows where that might lead to? Another important thing, I just got new FOIA information. I haven't even released it yet. I got FOIAs from the office of the mayor. And there was a Democratic politician, northwest side of Chicago, I forgot the lady's name, sent the city of Chicago and the deputy mayor an email. She said, I'm very concerned the last $290 million that we got from the state of Illinois is not being used for long-term homeless. That's code word for homeless. She goes, I would like to talk to you offline about this, knowing it was FOIable. So I haven't even released that yet. I got, you know, so basically Democrats complaining they got $290 million and they're using it for this bogus one system initiative, of which I told you is bullshit. They're trying to hide the fact that they're housing these illegals still. And they even said in another one that they're not going to count them anymore. They're not counting them when they come into the city of Chicago.
You know, you've done a lot of work on this to get the message out about what's actually happening here. We've been hearing, you know, ICE roundups, all of this, but we've been seeing these defiance now from sanctuary cities. And we've been seeing these mayors who are drawing a line in the sand saying, no, we're going to defy President Trump. We're going to defy ICE. We're going to try to work around this. How bad has it gotten in Chicago with these illegal immigrants?
Oh, it's got bad. They're spread out all over the place. You know, we just had immigrants robbing the Amazon truck driver in front of my buddy Mike Frizzola owns a store downtown Downers Grove. Last week, he never used his camera. He said, Terry, could you come over and help me? He goes, the detectives called me. 6 Venezuelans robbed a woman, and they think they could see it on my camera. I went over to help them. The detective got there. Sure enough, these 6 Venezuelans were there. They didn't put it in the newspaper. It's Venezuelans here, by the way. They're Venezuelans. They're minors. They came from Aurora, not in the police report. Aurora train station, which is further west from us, not Aurora, Colorado. Aurora train station. They took that off. They got off in Downers Grove. They first tried to, they stopped a woman and hit her car in Downers Grove, the Venezuelans. That woman was smart enough, had enough courage, and she just hit the gas, took off, called 911. By the time the police got her 911 call, another lady pulled up and they robbed this woman. And then they thought they timed that they're going to get back on the train to go back west to Aurora. Well, guess what? Coincidentally, further east from Chicago going west, somebody got killed by that train. And everything was shut off. So then they had to call somebody, another Venezuelan, who picked them up in the car, and they got caught with the gun. And they're all minors. All of them. All 6 of them are minors. So we're not even sure what's going to happen, you know, with this goofy sanctuary state and this catch and release and the bond stuff that we have in Illinois. They get let out.
I want to show something to our audience here. I want to put up this poster from the border to our backyards, an event that you were going to be hosting with Ben Berkwan, Ann Vandersteel, Daniel Carter. And you've been trying to do this in certain areas of Chicago, and Antifa members have been going out of their way to get these things blocked. I want to put this up on the screen. This one's from an Antifa member saying this is the second Terry Newsom event canceled at 115 Bourbon Street. Terry has booked a new location. We feel like there's a good chance we can get this one canceled as well if enough people call up and voice their displeasure. So Antifa members, of course, have been going after you big time, doxing you and everything else. Here's just a voicemail from one of these Antifa members calling up, alleged Antifa member, from what I can tell, calling up one of the event centers trying to get your event canceled. So I guess this is an Antifa phone call. Take a listen.
Hi, this message is for Christina. Thanks for listening. I am here just to let you know about an event that's scheduled at Bourbon Street, your venue. It is for April 30th. It's called from the border to our backyard, and that is a very alarming event. I don't know if you know who or how it's being organized, but it is being organized by seriously extreme right-wing fascists. And I don't mean to say it lightly. I do know a lot about each individual host and speaker of this event. You should look them up for yourself. That is Terry Newsom, Bert Berquim, Ann Vandersteel, and Danielle Carter. They are all xenophobes and transphobes in their own right. Some of the things that they've done is they film videos of people hanging outside migrant centers, shelters, and they try and put them on the internet saying they're Venezuelan gang members without any evidence, just the basic racism. And Terry Newsom also.
The basic racism. You're a basic racist, Terry. So this guy.
Yeah. All right. You've been following. You saw this stuff. I got police reports of Trendelargra murders. I haven't seen you since last time. They're wearing black masks, kicking doors down, going in with machine guns now, right? And they're saying we're trying.
But you have no evidence. Apparently, you have no evidence of it, Terry.
Yeah,
police reports.
Yeah, my buddy Bert Bengwam. That's Ben Berquam. I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, Ben has been in there. He's actually in the city right now. Ben is at some of the shelters right now as we're speaking, getting ready for our event tomorrow. And we're racist. We're doing this event is supposed to be to help. It's bipartisan. So the one woman they mentioned, Danielle Carter, they said she's a racist too. She was just in front of Congress. Did you remember when Brandon Johnson a few weeks? I'm sorry, when they had a number of people in front of Congress, Danielle is an African-American woman that they were questioning, and they're calling her a white supremacist. I have other African-Americans. I got 2 Hispanic pastors who are speaking tomorrow. You know what they're upset with? Trendelargra is going into their communities, including businesses that were there before, and they're strong-arming for street tax. They're strong-arm the Hispanic community, and they're going to talk about it. But you got these little pencil-neck weasels from Antifa spreading lies and they hate and all this stuff, and they represent the left. The other venue that was supposed to have this event is 115 Bourbon Street. We specifically picked it there because it's in the city of Chicago. All the first responders, police officers, they're on our side. We're trying to make their life safer. And these guys called the venue, they're supposed to be Christian conservatives, total lie. They hold transvestite events, Sunday brunch with transgenders and stuff like that. They caved to radical leftists because they thought we were too radical from leftists. I want to give kudos to Belvedere. They're Italian buddies of mine, right? Belvedere, they're not going to cave, you weasels. They're not going to cave. They hosted Tom Holman in December. They're getting all kinds of calls, Facebook. I want to give these guys credit. Belvedere, it's in Elk Grove Village. They're hosting me, Tom, and Ann, and we're going to have a bunch of minorities. It's bipartisan. It's not racist. It's about trying to save our country, our state, and the city of Chicago because nobody's doing it here in Illinois. We're trying to get the word out to get a petition to remove Illinois from the sanctuary state in 2026. This is the kickoff of that. It's bipartisan, low-income, high-income, black, white, Italian, and these guys, they want people to come in here illegal. These leftists, that's what they want.
Yeah. Why, if they're so brave, why do these Antifa cowards wear masks?
That's what I said on Facebook. I was like, and they hide behind fake accounts. I've been getting calls on burner phones and text messages. Thank God now law enforcement is looking into this. There's so much stuff I could tell you about Clayton that's going on, and other people have been caught. And hopefully with Donald Trump in office and the current, law enforcement is going to make a difference to track these people down.
Well, we're hoping to speak with them about this and hoping to have Tom Holman on the show here to dive more deeply into this because they're spitting in our faces right now and they're defying these executive orders. This is treason by all accounts. Terry Newsom, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
As we move locations, so the website, if you're interested, you're in Illinois, it's saveilcoalition.com, saveilcoalition.com, or you could look me up at Terry Newsom 357 on X, and you could find it there. Thank you so much for helping expose this. Clayton, thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for the great work again, Terry.